Memorable entertainment.
After a bitter cold month of January, we are thawing out nicely for the first week of February. Our high temperatures are anywhere from the low 70s through low 80s. A mostly dry week, maybe a few showers, along with a cool down knocking on our door next week. I'll have all those details coming up.
Right now on News Channel 6 and 10, the ongoing debate over a building that really is part of Augusta's history. Why some want to save it while others say it's time to tear it down. And 4 months post-Hurricane Helene, an update on recovery efforts in North Augusta as Your News at 10 starts now.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 and 10 on MeTV.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Brad Means. Thanks for joining us as coverage you can count on begins with a Richmond County jailer arrested and fired. He's accused of using a taser on an inmate. The sheriff's office says it happened last week. According to a news release from the sheriff's office, jailer Omar Riley told an inmate to get off the phone. Well, the inmate said he had 2 minutes left for his call. That's when Riley allegedly tased the inmate. Sheriff's Office Chief of Staff Louis Blanchard says that's a violation of policy and lawful use of force guidelines. Omar Riley has been a jailer since 2019. A suspect in a rape and kidnapping case in Augusta has been arrested and charged. According to warrants from Richmond County, 29-year-old Santo Nina III was arrested and accused of felony counts of rape and kidnapping for an incident on February 1st. He allegedly held a woman against her will after taking her from the Limelight Cafe in Augusta. Nina allegedly took the victim's car keys and phone when she tried to leave his home at the Crane Creek Apartments. He's currently being held at the Webster Detention Center without bond. Also out of Richmond County, investigators looking for clues in a suspicious death at an assisted living facility. They say 82-year-old Harry Millard was taken to the hospital back on January 6th for injuries that believe he got at the Barclay Senior Living Facility where he lived. Well, Millard died 2 weeks later. The coroners and sheriff's offices are investigating. We'll bring you more info as it comes in. An Augusta landmark could face the wrecking ball. The former First Baptist Church building down on Green Street is not in good shape. Last month, the Historic Preservation Commission ordered repairs, but the owner responded by saying the next step really should be to tear it down. Here's George Escala.
After more than 120 years, the old First Baptist Church downtown is in need of a lot of work, and historians want to see that work get done.
It's unfortunate. I mean, we've been trying to work with the current owner and previous owners for years, and it's just gotten worse and worse.
Last month, the Historic Preservation Commission, which is appointed by Augusta commissioners, cited old church owner Joe Edge, saying he had 10 days to correct code violations at the building. Tuesday, Edge and a member of the HPC are scheduled to go before Augusta commissioners to make their cases. Some commissioners are questioning the HPC's course of action.
This is the first project or so building that I have heard of so much controversy. And it makes me wonder if it's more of a personal issue between a couple of them on there.
Edge has responded by applying for a certificate of appropriateness to demolish the old church, writing that it is not financially feasible to repair it to HPC standards, leaving the future of the old church now in doubt.
It's on the National Register of Historic Places individually. It's also in basically 2 historic districts and the locally designated historic district. It needs to be preserved.
He has a right to do what he wants to do.
The old First Baptist Church building is a long-time part of the city's history. Now city leaders are facing it becoming history. In Augusta, George Escala, WJBF News Channel 6.
The Augusta-Richmond County Coliseum Authority approving a plan to move forward with ice hockey at the new James Brown Arena. Oak View Group, which manages arenas around the country, has agreed to come up with about $10 million for ice-making equipment. Authority Vice President Brad Usry says the new arena will benefit our community and the economy.
You know, again, it's exciting. I mean, to get past that hurdle with the hockey and have a really great owner that's got a track record and knows we're going to be successful, it's huge. I mean, it's huge for the arena. Plus, the economic benefits of hockey with 62% more success rate for the arena, but really it's just a good thing all around for the arena and for the community.
They hope to have that arena finished by 2027. All right, let's take a first look at our weather, shall we? A warm start to the work week. Well, at least a mild start. I'd call it warm compared, Jenna, to what we've been seeing around here.
Yeah, I know. I always struggle to determine what's the right word because it definitely is warm compared to how it typically is in late January, early February, but overall very comfortable, mild-like temperatures right now on our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam. Outside the station, we have clear skies and dry conditions, so no rain today on our almanac. Our low this morning was still chilly, checking in at 36 degrees at Augusta Busch Field this morning. So even though it is comfortable in the afternoons, you do still need to bundle up early in the mornings and late at night. Our high today got to 72 degrees, and that puts us over 10 degrees above our average of 61. Right now, Augusta is the cool spot, sitting at 47. Other than that, we're seeing a lot of low to upper 50s. Allendale over 10 degrees warmer than Augusta. Bamberg, you're at 56. Millen sitting at 53 degrees. Gibson, you're at 54. And 57 in Washington. Now, the dew points are pretty high this evening, upper 40s to low 50s, so we do have enough moisture around to produce some fog overnight through our Tuesday morning. And winds are coming in from the south. We're seeing sustained winds up to around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Once the winds become calm overnight is when we'll start to see that fog development. But right now on satellite and radar, we are all clear, and same thing all across the two-state. We have this weak cold front to the north of us, no rain associated with it. The high pressure down towards our south, keeping us dry and sunny for our Tuesday. So just the fog to get through tomorrow morning, very patchy, temperatures in the mid-40s with those calm winds. And as we get to tomorrow afternoon, we will be nice and sunny and very warm, getting close to 80 degrees. A bit of a cool down on Wednesday with cloudy conditions and then isolated showers by Thursday. I'll have more details coming up shortly, but back to you, Brad.
Jenna, thanks. North Augusta City leaders giving another update tonight on progress with Helene cleanup. Graham Lee has that.
More than 4 months after the hurricane, North Augusta is continuing their efforts to get everything cleaned up.
We are largely complete with second pass through north of I-20. That also includes just south of I-20, there are rushing waters. And that we are currently working a small neighborhood south of Walnut Lane, close to Route 25. It's circled in blue. And we should have that done in the next couple of days.
2 months ago, data from the city administrator showed 22 of the 24 miles of city roads were cleared in the first pass. Now work crews are making the second pass, and they've nearly reached the halfway mark.
Contract crews did a second pass fully on Savannah Barony. Savannah Barony, just in that one small neighborhood, has 6 dumps that have to be removed by large equipment. So those are marked and ready for pickup when the contractors come back through.
The next priority is to get boom trucks to city streets in and around the Belvedere area.
The roads that you see listed here in green have already had a first pass, and we'll go ahead and give them a second pass, and then those will be collected at the Belvedere interim site, and then SDR will service that site, move that back to their either Buena Vista or Country Club site, and then we will fully close that site.
With a study session next week and President's Day weekend after that, city leaders will take a hiatus, but the city administrator says he's confident that they'll soon be seeing the light at the end of the tunnel.
I would certainly feel comfortable telling you that by the time we meet again, we'll be well over halfway for our city-owned streets into February.
In North Augusta, Graham Lee, WJBF, News Channel 6.
South Carolina's Education Department outlining its budget request for this year. The superintendent says the request has 3 main categories: student success, teacher support, and school safety. She's also asking the state to raise the starting pay for teachers to $50,000 a year. An Augusta nonprofit making a big donation to cancer research. Paceline announcing a donation of more than $252,000 to the Georgia Cancer Center. The money comes from their fundraising efforts last year, and despite its annual Pace Day event being canceled by the hurricane, they still brought in that money, thanks to participants and local businesses. Paceline bringing in more than $1.7 million for cancer research since 2019. Piedmont Health is bringing a new heart health screening for women to Augusta. Doctors say every year 1 in 3 women die from heart disease and stroke. This new program can help prevent that. It's $99. You don't have to have insurance, and you don't need a doctor's referral.
we're offering a clinic where women who don't already have a cardiologist can come and be seen, go over their history, any symptoms they may be having, have an EKG, some lab work, and just really get a better understanding of their risk moving forward.
We have all of the women's heart screening information on our website, WJBF.com. Coming up, Helene recovery in North Carolina, what the governor needs to help those impacted, right after the forecast from Jenna.
And coming up in the forecast, we're going to be talking about the well above average temperatures this week, but we will see a little bit of a cool down this Wednesday and then a much bigger cool down next week. Stay with us for all the details.
Someone came up to me by checking for safety recalls at checktoprotect.org. Now, your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live Viper 6.
Welcome back. Before we get to the forecast, I do want to give a shout out to Savannah River Academy over in Grovetown. I visited this awesome school last Friday and spoke with the kindergarten through fourth graders. And even though it was a big variety of different ages, all of them were fantastic and they were all so smart. Even the kindergartners knew a lot about the weather. And these two boys here are very interested in the weather. I got some cute photos with each of them. And then, of course, the best part of my presentation is always when I have the kids come up and present the forecast themselves. And they did a great job with it, and it was just such a fun day, and the teachers were also sweet as well. So thank you so much to Savannah River Academy for having me. I can't wait to come back again next year. Now here's a look at our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview Cam over at Washington Road. It is nice and dry tonight. Our temperatures are chilly here in town, sitting at 47, east wind of 5 miles per hour, dew point of 45, and visibility is good for now at 10 miles. Low to upper 50s across the board this evening, so definitely warmer than it typically is this time of the night, but nonetheless still a little bit chilly when you're headed out the door tomorrow morning. High pressure and control keeping us dry all across the southeast, and then we'll have this weak cold front come through tomorrow. That won't bring us any rain. In fact, it will be much warmer ahead of that front, going all the way up to the upper 70s with nice sunny skies. So I don't think we'll get to 80 tomorrow, but we sure are getting close. And I do think there's a good chance that we'll get to 80 at least one day this week, and that puts us ahead of schedule. Typically, we have our first 80-degree day on February 22nd, but the earliest it's ever happened was January 1st of 2022. You may remember that very warm year that came followed by snow just a couple weeks later, and then last year it happened later, back in the middle of March. So definitely changes each year, but our overall pattern this week is showing the jet stream well to the north of us, so it's about split across the country. Winter conditions for our friends to the north, spring-like conditions all across the south. We will have a brief disruption though to the warm temperatures, and that will be from the wedge setup on Wednesday. This high pressure will be driving in a northeast wind, and some of us will struggle to get even into the mid-60s for highs. And as of the latest update, some of the 60-degree weather does look to push further down towards the south, so barely any of us will get to around 70 degrees. Our futurecast tomorrow at 6 a.m. showing that cold front come through, but as I mentioned, still mostly sunny. Warm front lifts to our north, still bringing us some moisture, but once again, we have that northeast wind, so by Wednesday, it's going to be mostly cloudy, maybe a few showers as we go into our Thursday morning, but the main story on Wednesday is definitely that big variety of temperatures from the wedge. Now, as we get to Friday, that's when we'll see a little bit of a higher chance of a few showers and maybe a few storms, especially with the warm weather. That could definitely fuel some thunder and some lightning strikes. So you can see on our 10-day forecast, 20 to 30% chance of rain as we end the work week, but just in time for the weekend. We're back to sunshine. It looks great. It will be very warm. And then next week, we are cooling all the way down to the 50s and 60s for highs with cloud cover and rain. Now back to you, Brad.
All right, thanks a lot, Jenna. North Carolina's governor asking state lawmakers for $1 billion to continue recovery and repairs after Helene. The governor's plan focuses on business grants, supporting farmers, getting the infrastructure back up and running, and helping children and families through summer learning programs. The governor says in October, the state suffered a near total loss of revenue, and December brought only a fraction of what it generally does.
If we do not act, some businesses will not be here in the summer, and we will miss an entire building season before the winter weather comes again in 2025. We cannot miss an entire year of construction.
Governor Stein says he's going to submit another request for the next fiscal year for items that do not need immediate attention. And a heads up for hurricane victims in Georgia, the deadline to sign up for benefits with FEMA is this Friday. That's February 7th. Still ahead, test scores show America's children still falling behind. How the president is working to get them back on track. Straight ahead.
Every day, ordinary people in the CSRA do extraordinary things to serve our community. Each month, News Channel 6 recognizes these outstanding volunteers with the Giving Your Best Award. Do you know an everyday hero who goes the extra mile to help others? Nominate them for the Giving Your Best Award by visiting WJBF.com and filling out the entry form.
Sponsored by Science Co., Piedmont Augusta, Security Federal Bank, and News Channel 6.
The death of a loved one.
Coming out, the Augusta University baseball program holds its home opener tomorrow. We'll hear from players and coaches on the stadium renovations.
Coleman Services cares about our community, and our number one priority this winter is keeping the heat on and the hot water flowing in your home or business. It's in our name. Coleman Services the CSRA. Whether you're in Thompson, Harlan, Evans, Augusta, North Augusta, or beyond, call us anytime, day or night, 24/7, 365. At Coleman Services, you are our number one customer. Call Coleman Services, your plumbing, heating, and AC pros.
It's traumatizing when you have a sick child. Then you are tired, very, very tired. The doctors told us, you are a part of the medical team. You need to sleep, eat, drink, shower, because when you are healthy, you can take care of your child. The Ronald McDonald House is next to the hospital. They have a washing machine, kitchen, beds were very good, but it's also being with parents of other children that are sick. So you can talk and you can cry, maybe you can laugh, but it's very important for healing yourself. The house understood what our needs were. There was someone that gave you a hug, a cup of tea, and that's very important, just to have someone who is taking care of you a little bit.
WJBF News Channel 6 proudly presents Salute to Service, honoring the outstanding accomplishments of servicemen and women who go above and beyond the call of duty, both on the battlefield and in our community. To nominate a service member, go to WJBF.com/salute and fill out the nomination form. Then tune into News Channel 6 at 5:30 on the third Wednesday of each month. Salute to Service is sponsored by Pinnacle Bank. Now, WJBF sports coverage you can count on.
The Augusta baseball program kicked off their season in Florida last weekend, and now they're gearing up for their first home game against Erskine College. The Jaguars went 1-3 at St. Leo University in Florida, dropping a pair of close losses, an 8-7 defeat and a 5-4 loss, but it's now back to the fundamentals they go in preparing for their next game. The players and coaching staff are back with a different look and feel to this season. Their new and improved baseball renovations include the dugout, the press box, the seating behind home plate, the scoreboard, and more. The additional upgrades adds new excitement to the two-week homestand.
It really shows that the university and the coaching staff trust us, believes in us, and pouring all this money into us, and it helps us, motivates us to get better results as a team, play better.
The school board lit up today, kind of brings everything full circle. The guys are ready to be at home. We've been here for 8 months. This is where we unpack our bags. So we're excited tomorrow at 3 o'clock to turn these guys loose and go compete.
First pitch set for 3 p.m. Tuesday against Erskine College. And shifting to women's hoops, South Carolina senior Tahina Paupau is one of 10 players up for the Nancy Lieberman Award. The Nancy Lieberman Award recognizes the top point guard in women's college basketball, and candidates must exhibit for leadership, playmaking, and ball handling skills. Lieberman visited the Boys and Girls Club of Augusta last month. The 1996 Hall of Famer gifted them a dream basketball court, a blue game surface designed to enhance performance. Now, Paupau, who is actually up for the award, averages 10.6 points per game, shooting a career best 48% from the field. And over to the ACC Conference, the 18-4 Clemson Tigers hosting the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. Clemson leads the overall series 79-68. The Tigers have won 6 out of the last 8 in the series. Clemson's off to a 10-1 start in ACC play, tying a program record from just 2 seasons ago. Chase Hunter is one of 2 players to nationally average at least 17 points per game. Tip-off is set for 9 p.m. Tuesday in Littlejohn Coliseum. And the All-CSRA Awards are open to all varsity athletes grades 9 through 12, and nominations are for all sports. That means football, basketball, soccer, softball, flag football, volleyball, and so on. Head on over to WJBF Sports page to submit that nomination form. That's it for sports. We'll be back.
Do you really know what you're inhaling? The inside.
Over the years, thousands of people have gotten their hands on one. And who knows, you could be next. Win your very own Good Morning Augusta coffee mug at WJBF.com/coffee club. Sponsored by Honda Cars of Aiken.
And last but not least, with just a few days to go until the big game, brands are getting set to put their best foot forward.
And this year will feature star-studded commercials. Will Reeve has the story.
The big game is just days away, and that means brands bringing out the big stars for Super Bowl ads. Like this one from Haagen-Dazs, featuring a reunion of Fast and Furious stars Vin Diesel, Michelle Rodriguez, and Ludacris.
Hey, what happened to Fast Life?
Not today.
What? Are y'all kidding me?
The trio slowing down to enjoy an ice cream.
If you look at past Super Bowl ads as well, a lot of them have been they either bring you to tears, or they make you laugh, or they're really just unique. And we're seeing all those 3 this year.
Lots of companies running the nostalgia play, reuniting Hollywood stars, including Meg Ryan and Billy Crystal for Hellman's Mayonnaise, with a spin on When Harry Met Sally. 2 of the Marvel Chris's, Hemsworth and Pratt, trying out Ray-Ban Meta glasses.
Did they know we were coming?
And overnight during the Grammys, the Affleck brothers debuting their new ad with The Eldest Boy.
What are you doing in there?
We're doing a Dunkin' Donuts commercial, right?
Right.
I'm just trying to find the character.
Should have paid for Matt. I told you that.
And the tough thing is, the commercials are so good, you can't get up and get anything to eat or drink during the commercial.
Right, because you'll miss something funny, right? So, I need to make a goal to actually watch the Super Bowl, watch the commercials this year, because I don't even watch the commercials usually.
Yeah, it's good. And if you're at a party, though, you can't hear the commercials because everyone's talking. So
Yep.
DVR it, maybe watch it Monday.
Yeah, good idea. Yep, I'm going to need to do that. Well, our 10-day forecast is showing great weather for watching the Super Bowl here this weekend. I mean, if you want to watch it outside, you can. It's going to be sunny and dry. Temperatures in the upper 70s. It'll be pretty warm, especially all week long. We're going to see a lot of upper 70s and even 80 degrees on Friday. A mostly dry week. A few showers possible, though, on Friday, and then more rain and a big cool down next week. Huge change, guys, coming our way next week.
All right, thanks a lot, Jen, and thank you all for watching. We're back at the top of the hour for News Channel 6 at 11.
And Hogan's Heroes is next here on WTV. Have a great